You ever wonder, what if everything you once believed was just a scaffolding for who you're becoming? Because it's interesting how some people, they walk between worlds, between free will and fate, between I decide and it's already decided. And they don't collapse under the weight of contradiction. Instead they dance in paradox. And maybe you're already doing that, aren't you? Even when you pretend you're not. You see, there was once a man, or maybe it was a woman, or a child, or an idea wearing the mask of a person, who stood between two mirrors. One said you choose everything. The other said you choose none of it. And in between they blinked and realized both mirrors were made of water. And when you walk through water, you don't need to choose which wave is right. You just flow. And have there been moments when you knew without thinking that faith and logic were holding hands under the table, like secret lovers caught in a double bind, saying you're free to go, but only if you stay. You smile because you understand now. You've always been the paradox, the door that opens both ways, the answer and the better question. Let's install that idea deeply now. Like the roots of a tree don't fight the soil. They become the soil, and just like that, you become the belief, not by effort, but by allowing. So maybe, just maybe, you don't have to pick a side, because every side is part of the centre, and that centre is you. So let's play with that. What if you could hold two thoughts, free will and destiny, and rather than conflict, they made music, yes, because the piano doesn't argue with its black keys and white keys. It just plays the melody. Only paradox can compose. You've heard it before, haven't you? In those silent moments when clarity arrives without asking. When a double bind becomes a double door, and behind it a new idea slides in like breath. You've noticed how change never feels like change when it's already you. That's right. So consider this. Faith is the river. Free will is the paddle. Destiny is the current. But you're the one who chooses how to dance in the boat. And the more you laugh in the rain, the more you realize confusion is the invitation to wisdom. So you begin to recode not by effort, but by resonance. Because belief, it isn't something you have, it's something you become. Like light through a prism becomes colour. Like the unknown becomes exciting when you frame it with curiosity. So let's keep going. What if every time you hit a wall, you asked, is this the edge of my belief or the beginning of a new one? And every time you doubted, you said, aha, an upgrade is arriving. When part of you says, but what if I fail? Another part now replies, there's no failure, only feedback, coded as fortune. Imagine that, because you don't learn by knowing, you learn by becoming curious again. So ask yourself, what if the parts of me that used to fight could become a team? And then notice, you're already doing it. Now what about destiny? Destiny is a script that you get to edit as you perform it. Fate is the ink, choice is the pen, and action. Action is the act of believing, writing itself into reality. And in this story, the protagonist doesn't need to know the ending, because the ending rewrites itself based on how the hero grows. So just like that, you forget to resist and remember to relax, because resistance is just belief dressed up as fear. And when fear becomes fascination, that's when the mind opens. So now, with every breath you take, these new beliefs slip into place, like puzzle pieces finally finding their fit. You're enough because you've always been. Your potential is limitless because it never needed permission. The present moment is the playground and curiosity is your compass. And maybe that old belief, the one that whispered, you can't have both, maybe it was just a teacher in disguise, a test to see if you grow big enough to say, I'm both. I'm all of it. I get to choose, while being chosen. Now take this not as advice, not as knowledge, but a code awakening in your unconscious. One metaphor at a time, one contradiction resolved, one identity reassembled. What does that mean for you now? Only everything. Because a system, a real operating system, doesn't just run once, it runs you, while you run the world.